What's up, guys? Today we are going to be talking about deleting a specific to-do from our database, updating a to-do from our database, and also we're going to be testing these as obvious. That's pretty much obvious from this point. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So first, we're going to be focusing on our delete, and there are 3 ways we could delete something from our database. All right. So the first way down here is going to be a to-do dot remove. This one you do have to pass in a query. It's not like a find like we've done right here. It's not like this where you can just leave it alone. You actually have to pass in a query object. Okay, I mean the query object can be empty, and this is going to signify that you're going to delete everything from the to-do collection, or you could pass in a query like say text is how to, right? You can pass that in and it'll find every doc in the collection that has the text how to, and it'll remove all of those. Okay, so that's one thing you got to remember. Another one is to do. I'm not even gonna write to do no more. I'm just going to do find, dude, come on, not today. One and remove. What this one's going to do is literally going to find. We could get this again. You have to pass in a media query on this one. Media object, a query object, media query object. And this one's going to find the very first one it finds, and it's going to delete that one, and that's it. Okay. Unlike this one where it'll find every text or doc that has a text how to, this one will just find the very first one that has a text how to and delete that one, and that'll be it. And one thing to note, actually all of them do that. Yeah, never mind. Scratch what I just said. Anyways, the next one is going to be find by ID. No. Okay. ID and remove. And this one's literally going to take in an ID. Okay. I don't know what the ID, you know how the ID looks like, but it's going to take in an ID. Okay. That's it. That's literally it. You don't have to pass in as an object query. It's just the ID. Now, all of these do return a, results back. Is the difference between how they return it. The very first one returns an array back, and these both of them return a doc back, which is the object itself. Just remember that, guys. We are going to be using find by ID and remove on this one. So let's create our route. App dot delete is the method we're going to be using, and then it's going to be slash to-dos slash, we're going to need that ID, guys, so we're going to get the parameter. From here on out, it's pretty much the same res. So the first thing we're going to do is grab that parameter that they sent in. So var ID equals rec.params dot ID. And now down here we're going to check if the ID is actually valid. So if exclamation object ID dot is valid, we're going to pass in the ID. We're going to return res.status. We're going to give it a 404 dot send. And guys, you can send in a message in here. We didn't do that above, but you can do it if you wanted to. We're going to send like a error message, invalid ID. Obviously, the reason we don't want to do this is because if let's say a hacker tries to get in, people are going to see, oh, it's an invalid ID. You're giving the hacker information about what's going wrong with this kind of a request. So they're going to see that, oh, it's an invalid ID. Maybe I need to do something else. You know what I'm talking about? So you really don't want to send those kind of things. This is more for the backend. You want to send the user something like a very general thing. Something went wrong. Just like something went wrong. Okay? Just remember that. That's, or you don't have to send anything if you don't want to. But once the object ID is validated, if everything's good to go, we're going to do to-do dot find by ID and remove. And we're going to pass in the ID. And then after that's all done, then we're going to get a to-do back. And here we're going to check if there is no to-do. If there's no to-do, then we want to return res.status 404 and then .send. Okay, actually up here we want to send a 400. Well, 400 because there's not a valid ID. 404 because there was a valid ID, but it just wasn't in the database, just like we did up here. And then .send. All right, if there is a to-do, we're gonna do res.send, and we're gonna do it like the way we did it up here. I explained why we added a, where is it at? Right here, this object in the last video, so go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And then we're gonna catch an error if there is an error. Okay, if there's an error, we're gonna return res.status 400.send. That's it. I mean, you could send a message if you want. I'm not. All right, this is basically it, and we're gonna test it out right now. We're gonna open up Postman. Postman. There you go. Open that sucker up. We actually need to start it first before we get any errors. Node server.js. All right. Okay. All right. So we're gonna, instead of, let me get rid of some of these. Don't save. All right. Instead of a get, we're gonna get a delete method, and we're gonna go to http://localhost 3000 /to-dos/ and we're gonna actually grab all of them because I don't even know what I have in my database right now. Oh, not delete. I'm gonna grab all of them first of all. Okay, I'm gonna delete first test to do. I'm gonna delete this one. So I'm gonna grab the ID of that one, and now we're gonna do a delete, passing in the ID, and then we should get, oh, we get an error. Let's see what went wrong. But I misspelled. It says up here, type error, object is valid. I misspelled it, obviously. One of these days I am gonna get a where I'm not gonna misspell, or everything's gonna go straight to plan. Like that. Control save that. Restart our server. Go up here. Let's try it again. Oh, there we go. There we go. Let me see. We actually, remember guys, this method, the delete method, where's it at? Find, it actually returns a to-do, and that's what we did. We did send back a to-do. But if we look back at our get method right here, this one, and we get it, we only get one back. All right. So this is working. That's great, but we're gonna be testing it as well with Mocha. So I'll get out of this instead. Actually, there's a error. I'm getting an error right here. Let me see. Collection.find and modify. Use find one and update, find one and replace, or find one and delete instead. No, I'm good. I'm just stick with the find one and delete. I mean, find one and remove. find by ID and remove. Anyways, let's go to Mocha. Let's go over here. All right, now we're gonna start testing our things. Go all the way down here. So we are gonna be creating a describe block. So describe and delete the /todos /:ID. All right, we're gonna be creating three test units. So the first one is going to be a should remove a to do, and then once that's done, you get a, oh god, what am I doing right here? Done. All right, that's our first one. I'm gonna just copy this. Our second one is going to be should return 404 if to, well, actually 400, or yeah, 404, sorry, if to do not found. Okay, and the other one is going to be the 400. So I'm just copy should return. I'm just copy this right here. Copy, semicolon, paste. Should return 400 if object ID is invalid. All right, so these are the test cases we're going to be doing it, and if you already know how to do it, it should be pretty much straightforward from here on out. It should be muscle memory for at this point. But if you don't, I am going to be doing it with you, obviously. But if you can, go ahead of me and try to do it. So for the first one, we're going to create a variable with the ID, because we do need an ID to test this. I'm going to call it hex ID. Hex ID equals to-dos. And we're grabbing the to-dos from all the way up here where we created our dummy text. And we already have IDs in here, so you don't have to really worry about that. To-dos, and then we're gonna do, where am I? Okay, the array. You could grab every one of them. I'm gonna switch things up. We already grabbed the very first one, so I'm gonna grab the second one. It doesn't really matter at that point, but I am. _ID, and we need to turn that to a hex string. So to hex string. Now that we got the ID down here, we're gonna request the app. We're going to delete the delete route. We're gonna go to the template strings. Remember template strings /todos/ and then your ID that you're sending in here, which is going to be hex ID, just like that. And then we're going to expect a 200 coming out of this, right? And we're also going to expect something from the body, so we're going to have to do the good old, callback in here with the error. Not error, results. Right? So in here we're going to expect, res dot body dot to do dot underscore ID to be the hex ID we provided, right? So that's done from this. Down here, we're going to end it, but not just a simple end done. We're going to actually pass in the error and the response from that. because we want to check it in our database as well. So down here, we're going to do if error. If there's an error, we're going to throw out the error. So I'll return done with error. All right. If there's no error, we're going to go to the to-do collection and we're going to find by ID. We're going to give it the hex ID that we provided up above. Dot then is going to return a to-do if there's any to-do to return. Here, we're going to expect to-do we're going to expect it, and this is a new one, okay? It shouldn't exist, okay? So we're going to expect it to not exist. Now, I might be mistaken for this one. I do need to look at the jest because they did change up some things. So if it throws an error, then we might need to look at the jest docs. Okay, so we're going to catch, if there's anything wrong with it, we're going to catch the error and we're going to just throw out that. So done with the error. And that's it for the testing. I'm going to go over it real quick. So on this first test unit, it should remove a to-do. All right, we grabbed a hex ID, which is the object ID from our array, our seeded planet array, seeded data up here. We grab the array. We grab that. We grab the ID of the second element in the array, and we turned it into a string, a hex string. After that, we requested the app. We're going to go to the delete route to this URL, the to-dos, and giving it the ID that we got. We're going to expect the 200 from it, and then we're going to expect something from the body. We're going to expect the res.body.todo. Now remember, when it comes back to the body, it does gives us a to-do like we did over here. It did give us a to-do. You see this? This is the delete route. It did give us a to-do. So we're going to get this ID from that. We're going to grab it. Where am I? We're going to grab it, and we're going to expect that to be the hex ID we provided up here. Now, if all goes well, we're going to end it. We're going to throw out the second option, error and res. If there's an error, we're going to return the error. Now, if everything went successful at this point, we're going to go into the database. We're going to find the hex value. And remember, it is going to turn back. The database is going to give us something back. Either that will be null or the actual doc or the to-do itself. So we're going to expect to-do to not exist, okay? And then if that's good, we're going to just end it there. If there's an error with this, we're going to throw the error. So let's try it now. So npm run test Mocha. Oh, test watch. I don't even know why I said. Crossing fingers here. Should remove a to-do, should not. That's fine. Those two right there. 3 failing though. Should remove a to-do. Okay. 2 not exist is not a function. So yeah, I would have thought so. We're gonna have to look at jest now. This is where the expect module that we got comes from. Okay, it comes from jest. I'm gonna actually just control F, not exist. Found it. It's actually right here, to be null. We want this, so just copy that. Come over here to our thing and replace this with to be null. Save that. Now our thing should be restarting. Oh, there it is. We got it. So we're gonna get 2 failing, yes, because we haven't done these 2 yet. Okay, but it is to be null. So guys, like I said, make sure you look at the jest docs for this kind of stuff, because I even made a mistake. Yeah, it's to be null. All right, cool. Now we're gonna move on to the 404s in here. It's gonna be the same as up here when we did this. Okay, I'm actually copy and paste this. The only reason I'm copying and paste it, we always copy and paste, but the reason why I'm doing it now is because I actually wrote this code and I know exactly what's happening here. When you copy and paste, this is actually a bad habit of programmers, copy and pasting without knowing what's happening. That's when you shouldn't really copy and paste. You should quite understand what you're copying and then paste it, so you do know what's happening. Since we do know what we're doing, we're going to copy and paste it. The only thing we're going to do here is change get to delete. Oh, not capitalized. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing down here, but with this one. So I'm going to just grab this, copy that, paste it right there, and change it to delete. Now if you control save this, you should get all passing, and we do. All right, now that we've done delete, we're going to focus on updating and testing the update. So going back to our server.js, and here below this one, we're going to create a route app dot, and this time it's called patch. Okay, this is a route that we're going to be creating, and it's going to be the same thing as above. So / to-dos / ID. Now this one is going to be a little bit tricky. The reason why is because, hold on, I can't type and write at the same time. Type and write. I can't type. You see what I mean? I can't type and talk at the same time. I need to get better at that. But this is going to be a little bit tricky because they're going to be sending more data back at us. They're going to be sending the things they want to update. Now, there's some things in our Mongo models, as I'm going to show you right now, the to-do. There's some things that we do not, I don't know why I said it. We do not want them to update. We don't want them to update completed at, all right? We don't want them to update. That's going to be updated by us because we want to actually set it when it was completed at, right? But they can send a completed at, and then they can send something with that, and then we have to cache that, okay? So we're actually going to be using Lodash for that, and that's a third-party module. I have talked about it in my previous videos, Lodash, but we are going to be installing that and using it. So terminate this, npm I Lodash -- save. And we're going to be requiring it up here. Let's do it after express. It's going to be const, literally a Lodash equals require Lodash. Now I'm gonna explain in a second why we're using Lodash for a bit. It's just to make our lives just a bit easier on us. All right. So first things first, we are going to be doing the same thing as up here. I'm actually going to copy this right here, paste it in here, but we're going to add something else in here. Now, when they do send in something back, it's going to be sent as an object, okay? And the object might look like something like this, where it's going to have text, something here, comma, completed, false, whatever, and then they might add completed at, right? And they might say 10 12 2019, something like that, okay? We do not want this. They might be sending this or they might be sending this, but we're going to be checking either way if they did send this, okay? And this is great because Lodash is going to help us, all right? So we're going to create a new variable called body equals. So here it comes. Lodash dot pick. So this pick function from Lodash is going to take in an object, and we could do something with that object. We could tell it which ones we do want and which ones we don't want, okay? So we're going to pick the object rec.body. All right, rec.body is, I mean, you should already know what rec.body. It just gives us the body back from the request. And from here, comma, in an array, we're going to tell it what object properties we want. Well, we want the text property, and we have to put that in strings, text property, and we want the completed property. Okay, so if even though they do send completed at, that's not going to get it, that's not going to be saved as body from here, because we're just telling it we only want text and completed properties. Okay, and I'll show you that in a bit. So after this, we do this. Obviously this is pretty standard for right now. Okay, this is where we're gonna start checking some things now. Now remember, completed is a boolean, right? And we define that over here where it's a boolean, so we got to check for that. So if we're gonna grab it underscore, we're gonna use low dash again because this is it's not safer, it's faster for us. Boolean, and then we're gonna pass in the one we want. So body dot completed, and where's the end? And I was trying to see body dot completed. All right, so let me explain what's going on right here. So right here, we're checking to see if the body, the completed property they sent in with the body is a boolean using the low dash library. We're gonna check if it's boolean, and we're also checking if that body that completed is true. So it's gonna say if this is gonna boolean, if it is, it's gonna come out as true, and if it actually is a boolean and it is that boolean is true, it's gonna be and true. So if it's true and true, then do the following. But if it's true and then if it's a boolean, so false is a boolean too, you know. So if it is a boolean true and body that completed, let's say this is false, well, it's not gonna run the code inside of here. Okay, that's basically it. So in here we're gonna do body dot completed at we're gonna set that to new date. Now date is a JavaScript function, and we're just gonna get time from that, which is just gonna give us a timestamp of whatever when it was completed at. Okay, you will see that in a bit. So we're just saying if everything is true, then you know we're gonna set body.completed at to a timestamp of whenever they sent it. Else, we're gonna put body dot completed. We're gonna set that equal to false, and we're gonna do completed at, and we're gonna set that to null. Now if you want to remove something from the database, you literally just set it to null and it'll just remove it. Okay, now from there we're back on track on finding it, looking it up at the database and updating it. So we're gonna do to do dot find by ID, find by ID, and update. Okay, now this one does take in the IDs. I mean, every time you see this find by ID is going to take in the ID as the first argument. The second argument is going to be a little bit tricky. I've already done a video about this, guys. I know I've done a lot of videos about a lot of things here, but if you haven't seen that, go see it. I will post it in the info card and also down below in the description, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit right now. So the second argument is going to take in what we want to update, and we have to use MongoDB's operations, and that is the set function. So we want to set, and we could do it this way. What we got from the body, we could do it literally like this. We want to set body.completed true, and then body.completed at to this new date, right? We already have the stuff in the body object up here. Okay, there's two ways to do it. We could actually set the object, doing it ourselves, doing it like this, copying and pasting it right here, or we could do it the simple way and going back over here just to end in the body, since it's already a an object, right? We're gonna just send that in here. After this, we're gonna do a new object. Remember, it does take in a lot of arguments. This one goes right here. Okay, now first one is the ID you want to update. The second one is what you want to update, and the third one is going to be simple. The third one is, do you want the old value to come back or the new value to come back? Remember, because when we do a .then, the to do, that to do is gonna depend on what we put in here. It's gonna be the old object that we had in the database or the new object that one we just updated to. And we actually want the new one, so we're gonna put new true. By default, new is false, so if you leave this blank, you will get the old one back later on, and you'll see exactly once we go into Postman. So after we're done with this .then, in here we're gonna get a to do. In here we're gonna get a to do, and right here we're gonna do if there's no to do. Come on. If there's no to do, we're gonna return res.status. We're gonna return a 404, and we're gonna send nothing. But now if there is one, well, we're gonna just res.send the to do that we got back. Oh boy, there we go. Now if something did go wrong, we're gonna catch it like we always do. We're gonna catch it, and we're gonna just send that back, res.status, with a 400 this time because something went wrong, and we're gonna just send that off. There you go, it's merry way. All right, with this in place, we should be able to find it out. And this is kind of complicated, so I'm gonna actually go through this one. So this part should be pretty relevant now. You should know what's going on here. It's just this part that's coming back. So this body right here is we're gonna bring back a body, and it's gonna be in the form of an object, and that body is gonna contain text and completed properties. Okay. Now in here we're gonna check if it's Boolean, if it's true. If the condition is true, we're gonna set body.completed at the new date. The reason why is because they completed it, and we wanna get a timestamp at when they completed it. All right. But if it's false, then we're gonna just set body.completed false and body.completed at null. Okay. We don't have to do anything with the text because the text is something that they already sent to us. Okay. And we're adding this, the body.completed at, we're adding this to the body object up here. Okay. So now we go in there into the database. We find the doc by ID. We send in the ID up here by the params. We set what we want to set, which is the body object up here, and we're gonna set the new true, which means that we're gonna get the new data or the new document that we just set or updated. We're gonna get that back instead of the old one. And then this in here should be pretty straightforward from there on out. Let's test it, and you'll see in a bit what's going on. So instead of delete, we're gonna do patch. Actually, I need to get. Let me go in here. Yeah, let me get. Oh, I gotta run the server. So let me run the server first. Oh, something went wrong. Line 74. Oh, these are semicolons. Sorry about that. All right, control save. Now let's try to do it. All right. Let's go to post and grab them. All right, now we got two objects right here. All right, I'm gonna grab this first one right here, and we're going to update the text. Okay. So back in here, patch. We want to patch the ID of the one we just got, right? But with patch, we are going to be sending something to the back end, which is going to be the body. So we go into body, we go into raw, we want a JSON, and in here we're going to put on our object the one we want. And we just want text to be updated from Postman, and that has to be a string, so my bad on that. and go on the front, and that's it. We're gonna send this off, and down here you're gonna see it change this text. You're gonna see the text change or update. It didn't update. Let's see what we're wrong. Hold on. I know what the problem is. Right here, you should. I had it like this. All right. That's we're sending an object of an object. We don't want to send an object of an object. We just want to send the object itself. So Control save that. Just like this. We're gonna restart it. Control C. Restart it. All right. Now it should work. It should, right? So we're grabbing. Let's grab the second one because I think I already deleted the first one. Yeah, I already deleted the first one. So let's grab the let's grab the second one. I'm gonna grab the second one. Go in here, change this ID to the second one, and we're gonna just do update from Postman going on 2 right there. And when you send, you should see the second one updated from Postman going on 2. So this actually does work. So sorry for the confusion, guys, but we did clear that up. Right here, we're setting an object. Remember, we are setting an object, and this body is already an object. So sorry about the confusion, guys. But we could also do completed. Right, and that has to be a string. Completed, and we're gonna do true. And you're gonna see this, the timestamp, the completed at, and the completed change. So let's do that. Oh well, true. Oh, it has to be a boolean, guys. So you have to send in true. So send that. So completed true, and it gives this weird number. This is the timestamp, and you can get the time from that. But this is how we're gonna just store it in the database. Now again, you can't store it as a proper timestamp, but there's no reason to. This is only for the back end. So when you send it to the front end, to the client side, you actually want to change that to a proper date format. So with that in place, guys, now we're gonna go move on to testing it. Okay, I think I went through everything. Yeah, because if you do send a something in here that's not a boolean, but you just send it, you're gonna get a 400 battery request, which we expected. And if you send in a string of, let me see, false or true. Let me see, true. True, you should get a 200. Oh, that's right. Because down here, if it's false, we're gonna set this. So everything does still work. Anyways, because we're sending it to false and null, so that should work. That should still give us a 200. But now that we have this in place, guys, let's go and test our routes. Or our route in here, down here. So we are going to start off with a describe block, and we're going to describe this as patch /todos /:ID. And right here, we're going to do 2 test units, okay? So it should update the to do. That's our first test unit. We're gonna just copy this right here, copy that, semicolon, and our second one should be, let me get rid of this, should clear completed at when to do is not completed. All right, this is from back here. Remember, we are setting it to null when it's not completed. So this is the test case where we have to check this as well. So in here, we're gonna start in here. If I could get in, okay. So we're gonna basically do the same thing as up here. I'm just gonna get the ID right now. I'm gonna grab that. We do need an ID to test. Obviously, we need an ID. This time, I'm just grab the first element. The other thing we need to test is the actual text they're sending in. All right, but we're gonna create a dummy text here. So var text equals this. This should be the new text. Okay, so we're gonna update the text of the first element up here of our dummy data. We're gonna update this first text, this first test to do to this new text. Okay, that's what I'm basically saying there. Now this request, we're gonna request the app. We're going to get the patch request, or yeah, route, the patch route of the /to-dos / the actual ID. So hex ID, just like that, and we're gonna expect to be sent a 200. Oh, sorry, I forgot one thing. I was thinking in the back of my head something. We need to send something, right? Because we need to send something to the patch route, because you are sending something to the patch route. So we're gonna have to send .send that new text up here. Okay, so we're gonna send in an object. We're gonna send in completed. We're gonna send completed as true, and we're gonna send in text. Now remember, in ES6 we can do like this, but since they're both the same, I'm gonna just delete these two and leave it like that. Now we're gonna expect the 200, yep, and we're gonna also expect something from the body that's coming back. So we need to get the res. Okay, and right here, there's gonna be three things we're gonna expect. Okay, we're gonna expect res.body.todos, or to do, and change this to body. Res.body.todo.text. We're gonna expect that to be the text we have above. Okay, that's one of them. We're also going to expect res.body.todo.completed to be true, right? And we're also, let me go back up here. Oop, not that. We're also going to expect res.body.todo.completed at, because we are gonna, when this is true, it's gonna create a timestamp, right? But we expect that to be a number. Okay, those are the three things we're gonna expect, and after this we are done. So .end, we're gonna pass in done. Now if we run this, you should get rid of this. Go in here. What's right here? We should get passing. Should update the to do. Well, that didn't. So let's see why not. I didn't save it. Silly me. I did not save it. So let's try it again. Now you should get something good. We should get something good. We should get something good. We did not get nothing good. Let's see what's going on. I expected 200. Okay, got 400. Bad. So why did we get a bad? I know what the problem is, guys. In here we sent in the string instead of the template string. So I'm gonna just change these to ticks. That was my bad again. Now if we control save it, we should get the passing one. We still do not get the passing one. Holy hell. Okay, but we do get a different number though. Comparing two different types of values, expected a string but received a number. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Okay, I do know what the problem is on this one as well, with this error. It's that this timestamp right here, where is it at? This timestamp actually gives us back a string, which is correct. We actually did it wrong right here. To get a number, we're gonna parse int this. So parse int. We're gonna parse int this whole thing right here, because we want it to be a number. And parse int, actually, if it's a string and if it can't parse int, then it's gonna give us an error. So save that. Now everything should be passing. I swear it's not still. Okay, there's something really wrong. Compared. Okay. Hold on. Let's go through this one more time. Let's try it one more time. Hold on. I did forget to put in the I was testing. I did forget to put in the type of. Dude, this is like the simplest things that I'm forgetting to do. So we're gonna get the type of this number. All right. So control save that. Now I promise you this should have given you a good passing. All right. That was my bad, guys. I am doing a lot of mistakes in this video. Well, that's the thing for developers. So we get type of, and then we're gonna parse this string into a number. If the string is not a number, it's gonna give us an error. So that's why we parse int it, so that way it can be a number, and we just want it to be a number. So we're checking it 2 times here. We're checking if it's actually a number by parse inting it. If it does not convert it into a number, then it's gonna give us an error. And we're gonna get the type of it. If it's still a string, then it's gonna throw out an error. All right, that's good. So let me explain what's happening up here before I go down to here. So we get the ID from our dummy data up. If you scroll all the way up, and we're also sending in a text. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a request to the app. We're gonna do the patch URL or request. We're going to be sending some data, which is completely true, and the text up here. When we send the data, we do expect the 200 because this is all legit. We expect the 200, and when we get the body back, we expect the body.text to be text. We expect the completed to be true because we're sending that. Remember, right here, we expect the text that we come back to be text, which is up here. Sorry if I didn't clarify that good enough. I did that, and we expect the body type or the type of the completed at to be a number. We did that by this. Now down here, let's get down here now. Whew. Now this is basically the same thing as up here, so I'm literally just going to copy this, paste it, and right here is going to be false, right? We do expect a 200 to come back. And everything else should be the same. So if we run this, save it, run it over here, we should get 11. Oh, what? Come on, guys, you expected something different? Yeah, we get an error. Great. Let me see what we get. Expected received, expected true, received false. No, right here. Sorry, false right here. So I'll control save that. That was an easy one. Thank goodness. All right, guys. That's it. I am done. I don't even know how long this video was, but I'm sorry if it was longer. I'm pretty sure it is longer than what it was when I'm used to anyways. But thank you guys so much for watching. So sorry for it being so long, but I'm pretty sure you learned a lot during this session of ours. It was not really a session, this video. But thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Please leave a like or a dislike on the video. I wouldn't be surprised if I got a dislike because of what I've done, all the errors that I committed. I mean, yeah. Anyways, and please leave a comment down below of what you could do to improve this app, okay? Because I want to see something that you could have done. There's a lot of things we could have done on this app, but we didn't do yet. We're not done yet. We still need to host it to Heroku, and we're going to be creating a test database, okay? So that's in the next video, so please subscribe so you can get that notification. And I will see you in the next video. I'm so sorry, guys. I really am sorry.